following up on complaints about polling places across the metro area. We have a team of reporters and photographers on every angle this evening. Let's begin our live Team 2 coverage with Channel 2's Justin Gray, who spoke with the man in charge. Yeah, that's the Secretary of State. Justin.
Well, Justin, we're the only news organization here behind the scenes in the Secretary of State's war room. You can see right now the Secretary of State here with staff. This is where all those problems, those different polling places across the state, this is where they're directing response to them. The Secretary of State telling us this evening that the vast majority of these problems seem to be tied to not enough training with poll workers.
Do you feel like some election officials have failed voters?
Yes.
What do you do about it as Secretary of State?
We shine a light on it.
Georgia's Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger is blaming county election offices in Fulton, DeKalb, and Gwinnett counties for the long lines and problems with voting machines today.
What they really need to do is hold their elected officials in those counties, hold them accountable.
Even before COVID-19, Georgia was facing the tall task of replacing every voting machine in every polling place in the state.
We send out people from our vendor, and the machines are working just fine.
Raffensperger blames the issues on lack of proper poll worker training with the new machines. Fulton County Commission Chair Rob Pitts says the county had to scramble at the last minute to replace poll workers because of COVID-19.
It's easy to point fingers, but now we need to get this thing right.
DeKalb County CEO Michael Thurman blames the Secretary of State, saying in a statement, quote, "If there was a failure of leadership, it starts where the buck should stop, at the top. The eradication of any learning curve rests squarely at the feet of the Georgia Secretary of State of Brad Raffensperger and his office."
What do you say to voters who say, well, you're the Secretary of State, the buck stops here?
Well, the buck stops here, and that's why we did the unprecedented step to send out to 6.9 million registered active voters and say, hey, you want to vote absentee. We aren't the people that, hire these county election officials. That goes back to the election boards. It goes back to the commissioners.
And back here live in the war room, we knew going into this, even before COVID-19, there would be a learning curve with these voting machines. They spent months trying to get these out to the counties. Of course, the issue, all those polling workers, many who were originally signed up, they backed out. That has led to a whole new group of polling workers and clearly some problems there with those machines and many of the key counties here in the metro area today. We're going to stay here with the Secretary of State's office, continue to follow this and these problems and how they're trying to address them throughout the night. Live in downtown Atlanta, Justin Gray, Channel 2 Action News.
All right, more throughout the evening, Justin. Thanks.